Before I get started, I want to show you guys this sweater I bought. Isn't it the cutest thing? It's like an ugly Christmas sweater, but for Halloween. And it has skeletons all over the back. And it glows in the dark. Hi guys, and welcome to Vlogoween Day 6. I hope you guys are having as much fun as I am, and I'm having an absolute blast. But today I want to talk to you guys about some funny Halloween stories I have. I thought it'd be really fun to talk about past Halloween experiences and just some really hilarious things that have happened over my 20 Halloweens of this planet. So my first story happened just a few years ago, and it was back at the time when those morph suits were getting really popular, and also the same time that Slender Man was getting really popular. So I always go to my aunt's house for Halloween, and we were celebrating with my two cousins. I have one cousin who was, I think, 14 at the time, and another one who was, 9 at the time? So me and my fiance were taking the 9, oh no, she was much older than 9. 9, 10, 11, sometime around there. Anyway, we were taking her trick-or-treating and just kind of walking around, right? My 14-year-old cousin and my also 14-year-old brother were going around scaring the heck out of anyone in the neighborhood because they're boys and that's what they do. Anyway, so my cousin had this white morph suit with this like collar shirt and like a tie, supposed to be like Slender Man-esque, but the creepy thing he did was he would get down on all fours and just like crawl really, really fast. And it was terrifying because you can't see his face. He looks like a Slender Man and he's just like booking it to you on all fours. Terrifying. So, back to the story. We are walking around my cousin trick-or-treating, and all of a sudden we see this guy in a banana costume screaming at the top of his lungs and booking it down the street. So we're just like, okay, that's weird. And then not even 2 seconds later, there's my cousin doing his creepy all fours thing, chasing right after him. And we just die laughing, because just imagine a banana suit followed by creepy spider Slender Man. Hilarious. This next story is around the same time, different Halloween though. It was around the time I was really getting into beauty makeup on YouTube, and I'm still not great at beauty makeup, but it's like my dirty pleasure to like binge watch like beauty gurus on YouTube. So I was looking for different Halloween ideas, and I saw this beautiful makeup of like a sugar skull. It was like white makeup with like pink accents. I forget the name of the video now. If I can find it, I will link it, but it was really beautifully done. And of course, I'm like 14, 15, and I'm like, oh yeah, I can totally do that. So I didn't have any makeup products. I guess I just assumed that I would just do it. So my mom picked up this like white face paint from like a Halloween store. It's literally Halloween night, getting ready to go out, and I'm trying to put it on. It's not looking good. I'm just like, oh, forget it. I'm not going to be able to do it. And my fiance comes in and he's like, here, I got this. I've done makeup before. I'll make it look good. So he takes like the entire tube of white face paint and empties it onto my face. And I wish I had pictures for this, but just imagine, I don't even know how to explain it. It was like a clown, but a bad clown. Like someone like literally took like a roller of paint and just painted my face with it. It was awful, and I almost started crying. I was so stressed. I was like, it looks awful, because it was just like, it did not look like how I wanted it to. It was like drippy and not even, and just like, it looked like I just dipped my face in white out. It was awful. So I botched that idea. That did not work. That actually leads me into funny story number 2. And this one I do have pictures of. So that same Halloween, I needed a last minute costume. My fiance and my brother also didn't have a costume, but I wanted to go out and like trick-or-treat, because I trick-or-treated until I was like 16, because I mean, I'm not gonna not trick-or-treat at Halloween. I guess now I'm a little old for it and people look at me funny, but I digress. Anyway, getting off topic. So we all needed a Halloween costume. It's Halloween night. I'm already in a bad mood because of the whole makeup thing, and what ends up happening, I'm looking through my closet, looking for something I can throw together as a last minute costume, and I see this dress. Or, okay, my brother sees this dress, and he's like, hey, give me that dress. And I was like, excuse me? And he's like, give me a bra, too. So I give him a bra, my bra, and I give him this dress, this really pretty blue dress, and he puts them on, and he makes a really pretty girl. And my mom had 2 spare wigs, so naturally Austin goes, give me a bra, too. So what ended up happening is I didn't have a bra that fit my fiance, who was my then boyfriend, by the way. I didn't have a bra that fit him, so my mom gave him one of her bras, and they stuffed it with socks, and I gave him one of my shirts to wear, and then mom gave him and my brother wigs, and I'm going to put a couple of pictures in right now so you guys can see how ridiculous it was. Oh my god, and then they went ham with the makeup and just bright blue eyeshadow, ridiculous lipstick. It was the funniest thing ever. And of course they're playing it up, and just, me and my mom were just dying laughing the whole time. And I threw together a little, I took like one of my brother's hats and a sweatshirt, and I went as like a boy, but it wasn't as funny. I just kind of looked like I was in a sweatshirt and a hat. But anyway, the best part of this story is that we went trick-or-treating, and people would open the door and just be like, oh, here's your candy, here's your candy, here's your candy. And I don't know if they didn't want to be offensive, and if they like wasn't sure if it was a costume or not, but it was the funniest thing to see these people's faces once they looked at Austin and my brother. It was hilarious. Funniest thing ever. So this last story actually only happened 2 years ago, so it's really recent. For those of you who don't know, I used to work at a place called the Zombie Apocalypse Store here in Las Vegas. And part of my job was to occasionally dress like a zombie and act like a zombie at certain events around town. So one day, this lady comes into the store and she's like, I need some zombies. And we're like, we got you, fam. So turns out her son was having his bar mitzvah around the same time as Halloween, and he was a huge Walking Dead fan. I don't know if any of you guys have been to a bar mitzvah, but it's literally like a wedding. It's really, really fancy. It was held at one of the really nice hotels here in Vegas, and let me set the scene for you guys. Okay, it's like cocktail hour, it's sundown, really nice. Everyone's dressed in beautiful gowns and jewelry. Everyone's like decked out to the nines. Everyone's celebrating this beautiful, beautiful event that's happening in a beautiful venue. You can see the lights of the strip in the distance. And then you have 2 zombies walking around. Not only that, she really, really, really wanted us to be in character the entire time, which was new for me. Before this point, I'd only do zombie makeups and like pose for pictures. But this time, we had to be in full zombie character the entire time of this bar mitzvah. So, let me set the scene for you again. Beautiful venue, sundown, dressed to the nines, 2 zombies walking around, getting in people's faces and breathing heavily and just invading their personal space with their zombiness. Like, so we'd be walking around, weaving in between these really fancily dressed people and just like right in their faces and freaking them out, scaring the heck out of them. There were like little kids around too. Some of the little kids thought it was hilarious. Some of them would not even come near us. It was wild. And it was one of the weirdest experiences of my life, but also one of the most entertaining. And that memory is going to stick with me for like forever. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this funny Halloween stories. If you guys have any of your own funny stories, be sure to leave them in that comment box. I'd love to hear any weird, funny, interesting things that happen in your guys' Halloween adventures. And I will see you for tomorrow, Vlogoween Day 7. Bye!